Hey, Gachuri, what's the latest from the campaign trail?
Thank you very much, and a good afternoon to you, Alhaj Hussein Mohammed. Indeed, coming to you once again live from the rooftop of Holiday Inn Hotel here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, counting to the D-Day. And in about 72 hours or so, the Tanzanian electorate will be making that crucial decision on who succeeds President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete and becomes the 5th president of Tanzania. And 22.7 million registered voters will have that final say on Sunday. And so campaigns are on yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The Chama cha Mapinduzi presidential candidate John Magufuli will be camping here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Dar es Salaam is the largest region in terms of voter population, with about 2.7 million registered voters. And so, Dar es Salaam being a very wide area, he has focused on this province for 3 days. Yesterday and today he is at Kibaa Maili Moja. That's where he's holding a rally and a series of Meet the People tour roadshows, just to get in touch with the voters and try to convince them to vote for him on Sunday. His main rival for the top seat, Edward Lowassa of Chadema, has been camping in Tanga and Ngorongoro, and he's inching closer to Dar es Salaam. This is where he will also be focusing for the next 2 days, that is Friday and Saturday, before the Sunday poll. Remember, each of the presidential candidates, 8 of them, will be voting at their respective polling stations where they are registered. For example, John Pombe Magufuli of CCM is registered as a voter in Geita region. That's where he will be voting on Sunday. And Edward Lowassa of Chadema is registered as a voter at Munduli, that is near the Kenya-Tanzania border, around the areas of Arusha. That's where he will be voting. And so after campaigning here in Dar es Salaam, they will be going back to their respective polling stations and those areas to try and hammer a few more votes before Sunday. Hussein, there's also a very important ruling that is expected from the High Court of Tanzania. There is an application that was filed by a voter seeking an interpretation of an electoral rule that is also in the Constitution on how far the voters should be from the polling stations. According to the rule, no voter is allowed within a radius of 200 meters after they cast their ballot. However, the Chadema team that is led by Lowassa has insisted that its supporters must stick around the polling stations to guard their votes, because they are apprehensive that the government could be using its state machinery to rig the poll in favor of Magufuli. And so they want the court to make an interpretation of that rule, that they can be allowed to stay within the polling stations and man their votes. However, according to the Electoral Commission chaired by Judge Damian Lubuva, they are insisting that no one is allowed within a radius of 200 meters. That's about 2 full pitches, if you may like, Hussein. And so the chairman of the Electoral Commission is also insisting that there is no need for voters to mill around the polling stations, because each of the candidates have their agents, their polling agents in all the polling stations, and those are the agents who will monitor how the electoral exercise is being conducted. And also there are close to 3,000 observers from various areas who have come to Tanzania. From the Commonwealth, there's a team led by former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, and from the East African region, there's a team led by former vice president of Kenya, Mudi Awori. So according to the Electoral Commission, there is no need of voters milling around the polling stations, because there are observers, there are agents who can be able to monitor this exercise. And secondly, once the polling exercise closes at 4 p.m., the polling stations will be turned into counting stations, where the votes will be counted at each polling station and the results announced and pasted on the wall. So according to him, there is no need of voters milling around. So basically, that is the ruling that is expected tomorrow. It was supposed to be made today, but the judges of the High Court have postponed that ruling to tomorrow. And so those are the 2 main issues, Hussein, that are happening here in Tanzania. The last-minute campaign rush for the votes ahead of the Sunday poll, and that ruling from the High Court of Tanzania. Unless you have a question, back to you, Hussein.
Right, Gachuri, of course, we'll come up with more questions, come to you in our subsequent bulletins. Follow Francis Gachuri. who is, of course, in Tanzania with Kendagor Obadi, also a reporter covering the Tanzania election.